one thing is trust each other. And if you're facing a problem, it's not your partner, it's just the problem.
So we've just picked our weaknesses recently and we've split the business directly in half. I don't know what she's working on. She doesn't know what I'm working on, but we both just sort of figured out this is what we're good at, this is what we're bad at.
And I think for us is we assumed failure. There's a lot of people, opening up business recruitment agencies. That was a big thing for us.
Definitely don't work from home. Working from home is probably the worst thing you can do.
Well, I believe you guys are going to, be the financial recruitment in Perth. So I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. Face. Hello and welcome to the Real Biz Life Chronicles, where we discuss all things business, branding and life from the Horizon Digital podcast recording studio here in Perth. I'm your host, Tracy Fryer, the founder of Design Studio Perth. And because Design Studio Perth is dedicated to helping business owners grow with distinction through captivating branding and design, we're offering all our listeners a free brand discovery. So if you find yourself frustrated with your current branding and marketing and aren't too sure where to next, use a link in the show notes below to book in a time to have a chat. Now, I don't know about you, but I find the best conversations are had over a great cup of coffee. And so the coffee for each episode of the Real Biz Life Chronicles is brewed for us by no other than the legends at Cuppa Cartel. They're fueling great conversations, one cuppa at a time. Now, the Real Biz Life Chronicles is on a mission to become one of Australia's leading business podcasts, but in order to do that, we please need your help. If you do enjoy today's episode, we please ask that you like and subscribe to our channels below, or simply share this episode with a fellow business owner who is doing one of the hardest things in the world, building a business. Now, if there is a question you'd like us to ask our guests, please feel free to pop it in the comments section below, or simply send us an email at info@therealbizlifechronicles.com. My guests today didn't just build a business, they rewrote the rules. She once dreamed of becoming a lawyer, imagining a future full of courtrooms and contracts. He was launching his first company at 23, learning the hard way that trusting your gut matters more than following a script. Somewhere between the late night strategy sessions and the early morning interviews, they found something bigger than their careers. They found each other. Together, they founded One Recruit, a bold human-first recruitment agency that leads with honesty and heart. No corporate masks, no empty buzzwords. Just two people betting on themselves and recently on forever as they just got engaged. At One Recruit, they help businesses cut through the noise to find the right people faster, while also guiding candidates to opportunities that actually fit, not just on paper, but in real life. She's sharp, instinctive, and known for her ability to read the room before she even walks into it. He's energetic, strategic, and the kind of person who turns connections into momentum. They're not afraid of risk. They jump out of planes, literally, and into ventures most couples would dare to dream about. This episode is about chasing your own lane in love, in work, and in life. And it's about switching paths, owning your voice, and building something real from the ground up. So glad you're here, Ruby and Zac. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
That was an intro.
Oh, yeah, welcome. Guys, for our listeners, perhaps give us a quick summary of what One Recruit is all about.
Yeah, so One Recruit is a recruitment agency. Essentially, we wanted to branch out into two divisions where we do predominantly more real estate. That essentially just ties in with our building company and Zac's real estate background. And then we also do a bit of healthcare, which is just 20% of it. That's normally where my background is when it comes to recruitment.
Zac?
Perfect. That was the question. Yeah, so I predominantly focus on the real estate side of the business, predominantly within commercial, residential, property management, strata management, as well as facilities management. So.
And you've got your building business as well?
I do, yeah. So we do house and land packages in Melbourne and in Perth for first home, second home buyers.
And how do you guys find you manage the time between the two?
Outlook calendar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If it's on my calendar, it doesn't exist.
I'm exactly the same. So your calendar also looks like a rainbow?
Yeah, rainbows. All day.
Ruby, you once dreamt of becoming a lawyer. How has that ambition shaped the way you lead in business with One Recruit?
I think obviously that was one of my biggest dreams, and it took a lot of my time because it was a 5-year degree, and I think I would still love to dip into that world. I guess obviously becoming as a lawyer, you have that responsibility. It creates a lot of ambition. It creates a lot of responsibility as well when you're obviously representing a client. That's the same when it comes to recruitment as well. You're dealing with clients, so you have to show up, you have to be responsible, you have to speak properly. You need to obviously represent one recruit as an external business holder that will actually benefit the company. And I think it all ties in, whether you are a lawyer or a recruiter.
Yeah.
It's the same strategies, it's the same structure. You have to be present and understand obviously the concept of everything. So I think, although I'm not a lawyer anymore, I think recruitment is exactly the same, and it's the same qualities you would have as a lawyer, the same in recruitment as well. So it ties in, and it's all the same.
And you have to be on the ball pretty much most of the time, yeah?
24/7.
Yeah.
You need to always pick up the phone. You need to be ready to not just have the good phone calls with your clients and candidates, but also to have that thick skin where you can take in the criticism, the feedback, and the bad phone calls as well.
Yeah, so being a lawyer and there's a lot of similarity, isn't there?
Exactly, yeah.
Zac, at just 23, you were already running a business. How did those early experiences set the foundations for One Recruit?
That's a great question. How did it set the foundations? I just like working on my time. In particular, like being employed. I've been in between different businesses over the last sort of decade or so. I've been employed and then self-employed again. How it set the foundation is basically looking at my time and trying to win back my time and then be able to spend time with my family and friends and now Ruby as well. So sort of just lay the foundations. I didn't want to work forever. I'm a terrible employee. I'm like 3 out of 10. And 9 out of 10 business owner. So yeah, I suppose that's sort of the foundation of it. I was terrible at being employed.
And what was your first business?
So I had my house and land package, so we're subcontractors to builders directly, and my trampoline centre as well.
And what was the trampoline centre
Flip
about?
out. No, I shouldn't give them any feedback. No, flip out trampolines. So that was 4 years ago now. That was all sold off, and I've been doing house and land and recruitment ever since.
So at 23, that's really young to start a business. Had you always had that sort of drive? Had you always wanted to have your own business?
I wanted to experiment in business for sure. Yeah, it was just something that no one in my direct family had ever been involved in their own business. So something that I went out on my own and found.
Yeah. And I have to ask, how did you guys meet?
On a night out when we were young. Yes, yes. We don't do that anymore. But yes, on a night out.
Shout out to the Beaufort.
Too much alcohol. Yep.
Safe space. Wow. Can we go there?
No, it was actually a funny night. It was, obviously intoxicated. It was a night of, I was out with my friends and he was out with his friends and the Beauforts, it was shutting down and they were like, come on guys, like everyone needs to leave. And I was walking down the stairs and Zac bumped into me and I bumped into him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's when we met.
And she was like, why'd you push into me?
Yeah, it was a bit of a sassy talk.
She was getting sassy, and then we had a mutual friend who was the head of security there.
Oh, right.
And then he was like, you meet you. And I was like, okay, cool. We just bumped into each other, and then, it's been every day ever since. I don't think we've left each other's side.
Wow. So that was when everything was closing?
Everything was closing. It was like 2 a.m. back in the days when we used to go out. Those
Peak
times.
of COVID.
Yeah.
Those times, yes.
COVID relationship.
So that was before COVID or during?
Just after.
After.
2021.
And what was the moment you realised you could not only to be together as a couple, but also in business?
That's actually a good question. I think with Zac and I, even when we were starting to get to know each other better, when it came to obviously a relationship, the two things we both spoke about is that we do not want to work for anyone, and that's the goal and that's the ambition and that's what we wanted moving forward, even if we did have children one day. And I think both of us have really high goals. We've always wanted to, start businesses, and I come from a family where businesses are very big, whereas obviously Zac comes from a very ambitious father as well, where he was in that roofing industry, and we both kind of sat down. We're like, this is what we do and this is what we want to do.
Great.
Is that something that aligns with you in the future? And we both looked at each other and were like, yes. And recruitment was one thing where real estate's the same thing. It's have a client, have a candidate, you build relationships. And I was in recruitment back then as well. And we're like, let's start something where even if it goes wrong, we can just go back to our jobs. That's fine. And we can restart again, you know, multiple times.
I think you've highlighted something really important in that when you obviously meet someone, getting very clear, do you have those similar goals? You know, do your goals align with that person? So that kind of happened in the beginning of your relationship?
Week 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, is this forever? Yeah, right, cool. Well, these are the expectations from both sides. And yeah, it was, I don't know, it was weird. It was how it came up in the early days. Yeah, it was sort of like deep discussions from the get-go, and outlining sort of what we wanted the next 3 to 5 years to look like, and then not knowing that she wasn't going to leave my side from that day pretty much. I think it was week 3 and she pretty much moved her suitcase in and hasn't left.
Gee.
Yeah. Clickety-clack with the suitcase.
Yeah. So you guys felt that there was an alignment, and was it a feeling that you just knew? Because, I mean, you don't just move in with someone if you don't have those sort of clear...
Yeah, it was very strange, to be honest. It was like as soon as we started talking, we just clicked. We're like, okay, we're on the same page when it comes to number 1, goals, number 2, financial situations, number 3, feelings, and just employment as well. Like we were speaking about, you know, our previous employment, how it went and why we left, you know, A, B, and C, and why we're joining this. And we're both like, okay, we're very, very similar, but at the same time, very, very different, because we're both obviously very ambitious. And sometimes Zac's goals are, you know, to the moon. And I'm like, okay, I'm just at the stars right now. Can we like meet in the middle? Good. But at the same time, it's always been healthy.
Yes.
Which is good.
Fantastic. And you've just gotten engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How has this milestone shifted the way you think about the future of One Recruit and your personal lives?
How has it shifted the future of One Recruit?
If it has.
I think from early conversations, it hasn't really shifted anything. It's probably put Ruby into another gear, i.e. planning the wedding and the engagement and probably the family that we're anticipating having. We've probably sped everything up. It's sort of going, it's probably trying to drive the business forward now, get staff in, start hiring, start building the business, and we've pretty much just hit second gear and off we go now, because now we've got a shorter timeline to basically go out, build the business, hire the staff, earn more money, and then Ruby wants to obviously stay at home and have children and that sort of thing. So the next 3 to 5 years is quite exciting. So I suppose that's probably it.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree. I think most of our clients were first questioning our relationship. They're like, so are you two together?
Yeah.
Or are you just his PA? And we're like, yeah.
He's my PA.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now, obviously, because they were kind of questioning, and they're like, okay, you guys always come to the meetings together. Like, what's the relationship? And we used to always laugh it off. But now, obviously, you know, there's that commitment, whether it's in a relationship and now to employment, where it's like, okay, we're now committed as you know, partners in life and to this business, so we need to ramp it up, and responsibilities will obviously be across both of us. So now it's not just 2 people now, we're now one, and in order to become a massive company and expand, now that one person, which is us, has to expand to multiple recruiters. So we show up for each other every day, and we just hopefully could grow and go on from there.
And do you guys find you've got sort of boundaries in place? Because I can imagine when you know, a couple and then you work together constantly, are there any clear boundaries that you guys have in place to help, you know, I guess also give the relationship some air sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Holidays.
Oh, you go separately?
Go separately. To be honest, we haven't encountered that situation. We don't sort of plan. We've recently stepped back from working weekends.
Great.
So we do spend a bit more downtime together on the weekends, but outside of that, we haven't really planned around it. We just wake up, get the work done for the week, and then hopefully next year we can start scaling back a little bit and focusing on bringing the staff on and growing with the business and bringing them on and training them, so then we can step back a little bit more. But until next year, it's only weekends.
So for our listeners who may be thinking of getting into business with their other half, what would your one piece of advice be to them?
No, Jay, I was going to say expect a lot of grey hairs. No, I think one thing is trust each other. And if you're facing a problem, it's not your partner, it's just the problem. Yeah. And I think for us is we assumed failure. That was a big thing for us because we went into obviously a business where recruitment is growing and there's a lot of people, opening up business recruitment agencies. So we're like, we may fail or we may succeed, we don't know, but whatever we do, we're going to stick with each other. There's no point obviously getting blamed for something or bickering, and especially if you're living in the same house as well. And we started working from the kitchen and it was, I wouldn't say it was tough, but it was like, okay, like we need to leave the house to fully then take this business to an actual space where the environment is different and we can understand each other as a business partner and not just as your partner or your fiancé. So I think assume failure and just be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't work from home. Working from home is probably the worst thing you can do. Plan to have a space that isn't the home because you're together 24/7, at home 24/7, and it becomes a 7-day-a-week thing. So get out of the house, get an office. If you're not in the financial position to get an office, I probably wouldn't do it. It's very difficult to get out of your home life routine, spend time with your partner, live at the house. That's probably one thing. And then picking your strengths and weaknesses. Ruby does a lot of my weaknesses, which is my paperwork.
Sure.
I'm quite terrible with that. So we've just picked our weaknesses recently and we've split the business directly in half. I don't know what she's working on. She doesn't know what I'm working on, but we both just sort of figured out this is what we're good at, this is what we're bad at, and split the business there. And then obviously taking the business out into an office in West Perth now.
Yes.
So that's probably freed up more time when we're home to actually spend time with each other, leave the laptop at the office and you don't bring your work home with you.
So you'd recommend people don't start something at home just because it kind of all gets blurred? Is that what you're saying?
Blurred lines everywhere. Yeah, that was probably the hardest part for us. It's blurring the lines of your kitchen table or your bedroom, and people don't take you seriously as well. Looking at us as partners, and then no fixed address on all your Google profiles. It's funny, you wouldn't have thought anyone would bring that up, but they do, especially when you're early on in business. So I have a friend recently, he's actually shut his business down because he has been working from home, and it's something that him and I had a conversation with over the last sort of 6 to 9 months, that he needed to step out of the house. He was incurring the same issues. He didn't split his home life balance, so it was at home 24/7, working from his business 24/7 with his partner 24/7, and it just hasn't worked out. So
yeah, I even find like as a single business owner, sometimes the lines just get so blurred, right? And then you constantly just working like 24/7, and it's almost like you just like you almost get a bit of like I want to say cabin fever, because you're almost always at home, and then you kind of do everything. So it is good to get out. So in an ideal world where disagreements don't happen, what happens when they do happen? How do you guys keep business tensions from spilling into your relationship? Have you got any secrets for us?
Well,
I have a WhatsApp group with Paul Klassen.
Shout out to Paul Klassen.
A WhatsApp group? Oh,
Yeah.
The 131?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for us, communication is a big thing for Zac. And I think one thing is, before we can sense that tension coming in or a disagreement coming in, Zac always says to me, is it going to be worth it? Or should we, take a walk or send out an email or text me? And then we can decide if this is actually worth having an agreement on. So Zac is really good in that sense. And I think, to be honest, when you are working with your partner, you understand how they operate, and you kind of understand as well, okay, this is how he's acting because of maybe this situation or this reason.
Yeah.
Let me just back off, because I would have probably said something as well that irritated him. But at the same time, we need to think about, is it going to be worth harboring on this situation where we have a business to run, and obviously we have clients to service as well. So I think diffuse the situation, think about it before, you start an argument. And as Zac always says, email me or text me first before we do anything. Because at the end of the day, as I said, we are in a customer service business. And if I'm mad one day, it will show up immediately from the way we speak on the phone, or if we're going to a client meeting.
Yeah, and the atmosphere between you guys.
The atmosphere and the tension. And it's strange now we pick that up, because you can sometimes see it with other meetings or with other clients. And you're like, I can sense a bit of tension here. This is a bit bit awkward. So you kind of learn from that as well.
So how does the emailing work? Do you kind of just get, like, if there's an issue, do you email about it, or?
Zach just says to me, if you're upset about something or something has gone wrong, just email me first.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
pick up the phone. There's no need to harbour on. There's no need to
blast
obviously blast each other. Write it down, because by the time you're in that fourth or sixth sentence, you're probably going to read that and be like, okay, this is probably not even a big issue. There's more problems going on right now in this recruitment agency. So I think our communication is good in that way. Would you?
Or you save it for a Thursday and sit down with Paul Classen for 60 minutes, and
Is he like a marriage counsellor?
He's a marriage counsellor.
Life coach, marriage counsellor, business advisor. Wow, what a legend.
He is, truly.
Guys, and it sounds to me like there's times where you have to put your own ego aside as well.
There's a lot of ego to go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't let it get in front of us. Like, again, we're very, if we're having a bad day and something hasn't lined up, we'll just close up books for the day and leave. Like, if it's something that we can't overcome, like you've had 2 clients pull jobs, or other recruiters have placed the roles, or your candidates pull out and haven't turned up to interviews, and we're having like one of those weeks, like we'll just reset and come back tomorrow. So we draw a very straight line when it comes to issues within the business, and we don't take it home with us. So.
And it seems like you guys are very clear on what your goals are, where the boundaries are. It's really great to see.
Well, I feel like you have to be if you are going to, number one, you're with a partner at the same time you're running a business with that partner. So you have to be on the same page, because if Zach one day comes to him and says, oh, let's sell the business, and I'm like, oh, we never spoke about this, we never discussed this, and obviously that will be an issue. So for us, from the day dot, we wanted to start a company. We're like, this is what we're expecting, this is what we want the trajectory to be, and this is what we're going to be expecting. So do we both agree? And we're like, yeah, this is what we want.
And I get to spend some of my time, like after hours and on weekends, I'll go do the house and land packages as well. So I get sort of a split up over the weekends doing other things, which gives Ruby free time to go and catch up with her friends. So we get that separation through there as well.
Yeah. And it's all fair and well setting up something at the beginning and saying this is what we agreed to, but do you guys have regular check-ins and kind of say, I think it's the Barefoot Investor has like date night or something, you chat about it? Do you guys do that sort of thing?
Yeah, Sunday's a date night.
Sunday's date night.
Oh, good. And just checking in, like you still align with your goals, because I guess it can change, right? Because over the years people grow and things kind of change. Does that help you maintain that vision moving forward?
See, I'll do 50 things at once. So I'll bring my 50 things up during the week, and then Ruby will basically crush 48 of them and say these 2 were really good, and then move forward with it. So we are planning month to month at the moment. Probably not week to week. It's probably month to month our planning.
Yeah. So One Recruit is all about cutting through the BS in recruitment. What's one thing you wish more businesses understood about hiring the right people?
Oh, it saves you so much time. We have clients who essentially they'll, reach out to us, or we reach out to them, and they say to us, look, we just need someone to come in as soon as possible. Find us someone, like they need to start ASAP. And I'm like, but if I bring you someone who is not the right hire, you're going to obviously not want to proceed with them for the next month or 2. You've already paid them a salary. Then you've obviously trained them up, so you've wasted your resources, and then we're going to go back to the drawing board of hiring, and then they're probably not going to like our process and believe One Recruit was not the ideal, external stakeholder. So I think hiring in any company is crucial. You shouldn't rush it, to be honest. And I think that's what a lot of companies don't understand is that, yes, we are recruiters. There's only so much we can do, but if you want a very good employee to start with you, you need to be patient, and you need to understand there's a criteria to meet, so then we're not cycling, through every single candidate. That's probably my biggest advice.
What was the question?
It was, so One Recruit is all about cutting through the BS in recruitment. What's one thing you wish more businesses understood about hiring the right people?
Yeah, okay. Recruitment takes time to find the right person. Paying people well, treating them well, and not expecting the right person to come up overnight. We've had instances where I've told clients not to hire people through other recruiters that have been sent over, basically saying I'd phone screen them and interviewed them. One of our clients has hired 3 of those people now. And basically they haven't lasted more than 3 months, or that same recruiter's come in and taken them after that 3 months. Once the 3 months ticks over, basically the recruiters don't have to replace them for free. So we've seen that in a couple of instances recently. But yeah, it just takes time. We're not going to win every time.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's always 2 recruiters on one role. Sometimes it's 5 or 6 recruiters. You just manage your time per role. If there's 5 recruiters on it and you know it is, you're probably only going to spend 10 or 15% of your time doing it. If there's a 50-50 shot, that's a pretty good odds. So we'll go 100% into those sorts of roles. But yeah, the right person takes time, and salary and negotiation and time periods for everyone just needs to align.
I think this is something I underestimated in my business, was finding the right people. Oh, you think you can find someone who's a copywriter, graphic designer, web designer, but there's this whole other dynamic. And I've learned the hard and expensive way a few times. So that's why what you guys do is so important. And I love the fact that you've mentioned it takes time, because I'm impatient.
Yeah, me too.
Like just finding that right person, because like you mentioned, you use your resources, you train them, you pay them, you know, all these things happen. And then when you find out 6 weeks later that they're not the right fit, it's pretty hard, and you get burnt, and then you become even more skeptical about hiring people again.
Correct,
so it's
yeah.
hard not to. So yeah, everything you said, yes.
Especially for clients paying you, it's a very different transaction as well, because they're paying you to bring them an A player. If you're bringing them a C player and you're not telling them, but you're selling that person as an A player, that's also an issue. It happens all the time in our industry.
Yeah, for our listeners, like, why don't you explain what an A player is, please?
Me.
Yeah.
Turn up every day, never take sick days, don't work from home.
A unicorn.
It's a unicorn. Look, you just have to be present 80% of the time. It's not so much a unicorn. It goes on experience, the salary's right, the communication's good. There's a lot of things that align. If I'm thinking property managers, it's probably more so around like no working from home days. I mean, it's probably old school, but a lot of clients still haven't picked up on you need to give people at least a day working from home a week. So it's sort of guiding the client to change how they operate a little bit to work with really good candidates, because a property manager will want 1 working from home day a week. 9 out of 10 people I speak to do. Salary, you know, clients are still trying to pay 70, 75 grand when the market says 80, 85. So it's also coaching the client to see where the top end of their budget is. But then what they end up doing is they look at the recruiter fees on top of that, and then they come back to the recruiter saying, oh, you need to drop your fees, or they won't hire a particular person. We had one recently. They came up over $12,000 above their top line salary, and we had to take a commission hit just basically to get the person over the line because they were over budget. So everyone in the situation took a bit of pain. The candidate took a bit of pain, the client and us. So they've ended up starting the role in a couple of weeks. So yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Anything you want to add, Ruby?
I think for an A player, I guess when you're speaking to candidates, you can quickly pick up someone who, number one, not just speaks well, but they have that ambition where they're like, okay, they can actually do the work, and I wouldn't want my client, they wouldn't need our client to be looking over their shoulder 24/7. And I think you then get those candidates where you speak to them on the phone, you're like, I'm a bit worried about the things that you say and how you're presenting yourself, and that becomes a C player. But I think recruitment is interesting because you speak to so many candidates and you can put them all in categories, and you're like, okay, this is the A batch, this is the B batch, this is the C batch. But it all just depends on their work history, how they operate, the way they even just speak to you over the phone before you meet them face to face. Some of them don't even show up for the interview. So you get all of those, and then that obviously gives you kind of an idea where they sit in those categories.
And from my own experience again, when you do take the time to bring on the right people, it frees up your time as a business owner, because you're not constantly hurting C players all the time. So that was a real eye-opener for me in my business. Like when you've got those A players on board, those top 10% in their field, like it really just changes your entire business. And if you bring on a C player, it kind of can bring things down, right?
Correct.
We call them plug and play. Like there's a lot of, we did a strata role a little while ago, and the candidate we put forward for that was plug and play. Literally walk in, plug them into the computer, they don't need any help. But then you've got the guys that, we call them C players, but it's just where they've been, they haven't had the right processes, systems and training, and they might not be a C player, but their current skill set doesn't align with the role. So they just need to be brought up to speed. And you get all these people who have worked at 4 really bad agencies where they have no systems, processes and training, and then they come to a really good client and they've already been, 4 or 5 years into their career, but they're really only 1 or 2 years. So it's about working with a client that's going to train those guys that we call C players to get them to an A player.
Yeah, 100%. Again, in my own business, by having those A players, they will often help that C player. And sometimes the person, I think, if they've got the right mindset, can change. But if not, like it becomes pretty evident pretty quickly because you see this pattern of behavior. Correct. That happens. Guys, we're going to move to our rapid fire round. So I'd love for you guys to say the first thing that comes to mind. So what is a guilty pleasure you won't apologize for? Keep it PG, please.
Guilty pleasure.
I ate a box of chocolate covered raspberries
say tiramisu.
the other day.
Nice. A whole box, Zach?
Yeah, a whole box.
Oh, good. Okay, I have some chocolate moments, so don't feel so bad for. What is the most woo-woo thing you believe?
I read my star sign every week.
Do you?
Yeah. That's really good.
What does this week hold?
I haven't read this week.
Woo thing. To be honest, I was going to go a bit more conspiracy theory. I was talking about Area 51. Is it Area 51?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think aliens are.
Aliens are
Don't
real.
judge me for it, but I
think the same.
Yeah, I think that's my little woo-woo moment.
Yeah, there's just way too many signs, right? Yeah. What's a word you're tired of hearing in the recruitment space?
Too expensive. Oh, there's 2 words. Too expensive.
Zach?
What's a word I'm sick of hearing about in the recruitment space? I don't even know what's coming to my mind right now. We're not going to proceed with your candidate. Maybe it's a sentence. Yeah, it's a sentence.
That'll do. On the candidate side, what's the most rewarding part of helping someone land a role that actually fits their life?
The rewarding side, I think because the industry that we are in, most of our candidates, I would say 80% of them are either mums or younger couples. And what the first thing they say to us is like, look, I really want a good role because we want to buy a house, or we're saving up for this, or goals. I'm a single mum and I need that money. And as soon as we find them a role and we can push, because we negotiate most of their salary, so as soon as we can push the salary up, and then we're like, okay, we can get you the amount that you want, you can just immediately see that big smile on their face. And they always say to us like, oh, thank you so much, like now we can pay our mortgage, or now we can do this because you've negotiated this salary. So I think that's the most rewarding part, is when the candidate is a bit more vulnerable and they tell you exactly why they want a new position. And for us in that property world, we get a lot of it where, as I said, it's either mortgages or single mums who are like, yeah, I need that extra money, or, can you help me doing this? And we're lucky that we also have a building company, and we can either help them in the recruitment side, find them a new role, or help them build a house. And
awesome.
They interact with both of us when it comes to that.
I like building people's careers. Probably for the last 10 or so candidates, they've all become my best friends. I just become best friends with everyone. The relationships I take forward are based on placing people with good companies that treat them well, that pay them right, that give them everything. I've got a lady in for an interview right now. She basically told me the last 2 recruiters she'd worked with, she's had a horrible experience. They've sold her their absolute dream and basically ruined 2.5 years of her life. And I was the 3rd recruiter she's ever dealt with, and before going into this interview, she'd cancelled it 3 times. And I was like, look, there's nothing I've done, and I haven't misled you, and I've given you everything. I've given you the goods, the bads, and the in-betweens, and the on-the-ground information that I have from previous candidates. So it's really building people's careers and making sure they're good at what they do, and put them with people that treat them well, train them well, and whether they stay there for 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. It's an enjoyable process to be in. I've got candidates that I still see from a year ago that call me for coffee once a month, or once every second month. I've had a pretty good run like that. That's probably it.
Yeah, and because I'm a hopeless romantic, the thing I love is that
Shocking.
when wouldn't have guessed it, right? Not at all. The thing I love is that when someone is thinking of changing their career, that's quite a pivotal time of their life, right? And the fact that you guys could place them in a job where it can change the entire trajectory of their life and who they might meet. So that's what I love about it.
Absolutely. Matchmaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. What's a bold or risky decision you've made together at One Recruit that felt scary at the time but paid off?
Scary at the time, but paid off.
Both of us quitting our jobs and going
Yes.
all in on a recruitment agency
I
when
was
I
just
had
about to
7
say
months
that.
experience in recruitment.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk us through.
Yeah. So, bit of background story. So I've got 7 years experience in recruitment, and Zac has
7 months.
7 months.
8.
Yeah. So it was over dinner or lunch, and we both looked at each other and were like, we should start a recruitment agency. And we're like, oh, but what if, we lose our jobs and we can't go back? And Zac was a bit worried because he only had a few months experience. And we were so scared to the point we're like, oh, should we do it? Should we not? And it was just like imposter syndrome. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right thing. So it was very, I wouldn't say intimidating, but we had to take a massive leap because obviously you've got mortgage to pay, you've got bills to pay, you've got, so many things that if you would expect that, okay, we're not going to be paid for potentially 6 to 8 months because large businesses, and we got told this a lot, like most of them were looking at our ABN and they used to say to us, oh, but you guys have only just opened a few months. Why would we use you? So
was
we
hard
had
in
a
those days.
lot of pushback. For 6 months, we made $0.
Gee.
So that was probably the biggest leap. And that's when we were considering, should we go back to employment? And then I remember we got our first placement and the second placement came and the third and the fourth and the fifth. And we're like, okay, we're good now. We're okay.
Yeah.
But I think just taking the leap, when you're so comfortable in employment, you're getting paid fortnightly, you're not taking any risk. You become so comfortable that you're like, oh, should I really risk it
Yes.
to go a few months without income just to have a business? But it's worth it.
So did you say you went 6 months?
When
6
we
months,
first
yeah.
started,
Yeah.
6 months.
I think at the end of that 6 months, I actually got offered a job for 60 grand a year with no commission, driving a truck, and I was like, "Do I take it?" And again, I was like, "No, just double down on what we do and pick our niche that we're in." And like for 6 years, I've sold house and land packages, so I know a lot of people in real estate. A lot of my friends are in real estate, and we just doubled down on in the industry that we knew on 4 specific roles, and that's where it started coming through. You have conversations with clients or candidates, and we're so ingrained in the industry now. It's like we know rumors from every different business, and the big thing for me is sort of just focus on those 4 roles, understand those roles like the back of your hand, and people will come to you, and now they do. So the biggest risk was not figuring out what industry we wanted to be in. We were across all the industries, and then once we niched into a single industry, it just started 1 to 5 placements in about an 8-week period, and then we were back.
And during those times where you wanted to, go get a job or whatever the case may be, what kind of kept you guys going? Was there a sign? Was there a feeling?
Ooh.
I think it was I don't know.
I couldn't go back to it being employed.
Yeah.
I'm just such a bad employee.
Yeah, same.
Bad employee, and we wanted that flexibility and financial freedom, and we said, well, like, if we were going to take this seriously, we want to be able to, number one, have flexibility when it comes to our life and when it comes to working as well. And financial freedom was a big thing for us. And
we both want to be A players.
Yeah.
And when you're an A player and you're both in business
and
together.
if we were to go back to employment, I guess, look, there are some opportunities out there where you have that flexibility and they pay insane money, but at the same time it's like you're working for someone.
Yes.
It's not your business. And when it comes to recruitment, it's not that hard, to be honest. You don't need a degree or anything like that. It's the easiest entry, I'm pretty sure, when it comes to that. So we're like, if they can do it, we can do it, plus it's under our names and we can grow this business too. So why not take the risk?
So how long have you guys been in business for now?
Almost 2 years and a half, I want to say.
No idea. 18 months.
Something around there.
18 months.
Yes.
Just over.
Oh my gosh, that's not very long at all.
No.
Gee.
It feels like ever.
I thought it was like
Coming
5
into our second
years.
year. No, coming into our second year for One Recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around 2 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of growth in such a short time frame. And I just want to take a moment to actually celebrate you guys, because you started in your kitchen, 6 months, didn't get any business, and now you guys have got your own space you just kind of going and growing, which is really great to see.
Thank you.
Not
Yeah.
fast enough. We need to go quicker.
You
Work
sound,
weekends.
you sound like me. You sound
Yeah,
like me.
Totally.
So my next question was, between skydiving and entrepreneurship, which leap has felt scarier and why? But I think anything want to add there?
No. Entrepreneurship, skydiving, I could do that 24/7.
Oh, I couldn't. I don't think I could. I did it once. Oh.
Love it.
What don't you usually get asked about on your journey with One Recruit, but you wish people knew? I know we probably touched a little bit on some of it. Is there anything else on your journey that you'd like to share?
Just because we're recruiters doesn't mean we have a job for your friend.
Oh, damn. I was going to ask you after this episode.
Yes, as much
Yeah.
as we love everyone. I think what happens is when you've got a large group of friends, or even just people who you know, acquaintances, the first thing they say, or they try to lean on you on so many things, and you're like, guys, I love you so much.
Yes.
But I promise you I can't help you now. Just, give us time and we can assist. But at the same time, I guess when you start a business and you're growing and people start seeing you posting and that, they think obviously things are going well and, you're expanding and you're probably a multimillionaire.
Chaos is burning behind you.
Yeah. But I just want everyone to know it's hard. We're getting there.
Isn't it funny that that facade, well, people see it and they create this facade in their mind that everything's great and, you've got your own time and it's so not like that, right? I mean, I guess one does get there, but in those first, I think at least the first 5 years, it's all hard yards, like all go.
Yeah. I think the first 5 years is the hardest part.
Well, yeah, the 6 months for us was
We forgot about that 6 months. It doesn't exist anymore.
traumatizing,
Yeah.
but I guess it's what made us even stronger. So we're like, we clearly didn't know what our strengths were and what our weaknesses were, and we didn't know how to, operate as partners, and we were clashing because Zac was like, let's do real estate, whereas I was like, I need to do healthcare because that's my background, and we're like, oh, we're not getting anywhere. But I guess you need to go through that phase when it comes to business, and that's what creates the One Recruit story, and I guess that's what people start seeing as well, because we would have given up, and we're lucky that we don't have that mindset when it comes to businesses and goals, and we like to stick it out.
Yeah, and it's not always like just linear, right? It's that up and down. And sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh my word, like I'm in the dip again, the valley of despair. And then it gets up and like, oh yeah, and then you kind of get used to it, like, oh yeah, I'm winning. And the next thing you're like, down you go. So.
It's called Barry, isn't it? Barry the
Barry
squirrel?
Is that the squirrel? Oh, right. Yeah, do you want to explain what that's about?
I don't want to explain
Barry and
something I don't remember.
Trav comes along. So
Trav.
you gotta burn people's houses down.
Burn people's houses down. Burn and destroy. Yeah. No, that's good.
Zac, people describe you as high energy. What's the hidden work it takes to show up that way for clients and candidates every day?
It's so tiring dragging this body out of bed every day.
Thanks for showing up today.
Thanks for showing up today. Yeah, look, it's just... rephrase the question for me.
So, people describe you as high energy, and I think this is one of the key things I loved about you guys when I first met you at Panorama, is both of you have got great energy. Zac in particular has very, very high energy. What's the hidden work it takes to show up that way for clients and candidates every day? I think you're always like that.
I think I'm always like, I don't really change like Ruby. Like I'm quick to hit an elevator button, or like everything I do is just quick. Sometimes it's probably taking deep breaths and slowing it down a little bit. That's probably what I focus on most, and sort of understanding whether it's clients or candidates, how they want to be treated and matching people's energy. I can come back if I need to, but also I'm unapologetically me all the time. So, yeah, I think that's right.
You've always been like that?
Yeah. I think it's probably been ingrained in me since I was younger, and that's probably obviously when I was employed. I spent a decade mining as well, and probably in that time that I was mining, it's like I always had to be on the go, and it's probably something that's just ingrained in my work ethic since I was younger.
I'm very much the same. Yeah, very much. And it's hard to try and, like, not that you want to change that, but it's hard to sometimes switch off. Do you find the same?
Yeah, it's called magnesium. Huge doses of magnesium. Go to sleep every night.
I have that as well. I still keep thinking of waking up like 2 a.m. Trav and Barry.
4:30 this morning. Trav's burning the house down. Yeah.
Ruby, you're both strategic and instinctive. How do you balance head and gut when advising clients on the right hire?
Oh, that's a good one. I think some clients have actually said this to me, and they sometimes say, Ruby, you're a bit too stern on us. And I'm like, because I have to be, because you'll probably come back to me one day and say, why would you bring in this person to our business? Or you might leave a review, and that's something I wouldn't want. So I think with me is, if my gut feeling says no, I'm going to put it out on the table. I'm going to say to him, look, I don't think this person is the right person for you, or I don't think your process as a client is going to be suitable. I will just say it. I'm a very sharp shooter, and I think everyone knows that about me, which is good in a way, because obviously we're like yin and yang, Zac and I. Zac is a much more like a fluffer. He'll, make sure everyone's okay. Whereas I'm like, no, this client does not suit us and we shouldn't work with them. And we've done that before, not to, toot our horns or anything, but yes, we have fired clients because either, number one, they don't follow our process, or we just don't align. There's, expectations to be met in recruitment. I think a lot of companies think we work for them, and I'm like, we're a business too. Yes. We're working with you. So for us to help you find the right hire, speak to us nicely, be transparent, give us the time that's needed, pay on time as well. It says a lot about you, even if we're bringing candidates. And so when it comes to guts and instincts, I think you can immediately smell it if it's something that's going to be rotten or if it's going to be a good client and a good outcome.
Firing clients, should I say. Walk us through that, because I know a lot of business owners, I've been one of those, will sometimes just tolerate certain behavior, and you view it as someone's arms and legs. At what was the turning point for you guys where you said we're going to do that? Because again, a lot of us will just endure to keep everyone happy, but at the same time, it can kind of wreak havoc in your business and your team having the wrong client on board.
I guess it's just, we've had a few clients where from the get-go, from the first meeting, you can just tell they're trying to, I would say not walk over you, but try to assert dominance. And you're like, as I mentioned to you previously, like, we don't work for you. We're working with you to find the right hire and fill in that gap. Because number one, you clearly haven't been able to hire the right person, as to why, you're advertising and it's ongoing for you. Yeah. And for most of them that we have, no longer been associated with, number one, either they haven't been returning our phone calls and aren't responding on time, disrespectful to us as well. Like, some of them have thrown a few comments where it's like, it's not necessary when it comes to, speaking to us as a recruiter. And just not paying on time, or just not, when you're in business, I guess you want to be treated in business the same way you would want someone else to be treated from your business and from your service as well. And I think the service is a big thing, because that's an experience that you want.
Of course, yeah.
And if you're going to be working together, filling in positions for large companies, it needs to be on a very nice ground level. And I think it's good that I do have that assertiveness. And I think it comes because of the lawyer background. I don't tolerate it. As soon as you've crossed a few lines, you've ignored us, our phone calls and emails, and you treated the candidates incorrectly when you place them with you, then it's a no from us.
And what does that offboarding process look like? Is it just a phone call, or?
We prefer to either go in face to face and let them know, look, this is where the A, B, and C, and we haven't aligned, and we wish you all the best, and may the next recruiter agency, service you in a way that you probably would have liked better than us. And I guess that's a good thing, is that you're not always going to be in good partnership with every company, even though you want to land that client and they're the largest ASX, listed client, but sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes if they don't want, face to face, we do give them a phone call and obviously follow up with an email as well.
Yeah. Zac, anything you want to add there?
We operate slightly differently. Like, we'll go back and consult clients, and if they don't like being consulted, I had one recently, like, I brought up the issues that candidates were telling me about the company, about the culture, about everything, and some clients take it well and some don't, and we're not going to align. If we can't align with salary expectations, how the candidate looked, or whatever else, it makes it a very difficult conversation for us. I've got one client in particular, we've gone back to trying to work with them. We haven't worked with them for 6 months. We went back to trying to work with them, and from phone call one, it was really difficult.
Yeah.
And we just basically said, hey, it's not going to work out. They interviewed someone. Some of the feedback that we got was the complete opposite of the information we had. And there was a few issues that they brought up to me about our process. And I just said, look, it's not going to work out all the best. You've been hiring for that role for 9 months. You haven't been able to find someone. These are the issues that we're having. Obviously, you don't want to take my feedback. So, and yeah, that's sort of an email. See you later. Have a good life. There's plenty of recruiters out there that will do it. Yeah, and again, like there's another client. They didn't like me. The HR manager didn't like me because I was too upfront with them about everything. When candidates were giving me feedback and I was giving them feedback, they just didn't appreciate the feedback as polite as I could possibly be and give it to them. Yeah, they just didn't want a bar of it, and they were banned. I was speaking to the director. I know the director, have done for a long time, and the director had basically cut off communication between me and the HR manager, and they only dealt with Ruby until recently, and then we stopped working with them.
Yeah. And I think it's the same, like sometimes with candidates, certain clients, like in those initial engagements, you just get that feeling. We're like, don't do it. And every time I've ignored that, I've learned the hard way.
Listen to Ruby's gut.
Yeah.
Your gut is, your gut always
She tells me not
you.
to work every time. Every time I've gone back to a client, she's like, why are we working with them again? And I'm like, oh, they want help. They've reached out. It's like we genuinely can't help anyone, like everyone. There just has to be a certain line drawn with who we can and can't help.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've mentioned that, because I think a lot of business owners, we think we have to help everyone, we have to close every deal. I used to think this as well.
Yeah.
You think you have to have the whole time, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. There's certain clients that align and there's certain ones that don't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Always.
If you could each give your younger selves advice before starting One Recruit, and that was only 18 months ago, I can't believe that, what would it be?
Get into a sales role with commission early in life and save more money.
Oh, like a nest egg beforehand, do you mean?
Yeah, just if you could go back to your younger self, I would go back to my younger self and just go into sales early in your career. I chose a path of trades and construction, whereas, great, that's going to work for some people, but I feel like the best way to get ahead in life is sales, commission, higher commissions, lower base, off we go.
The skill set that comes with that, do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Everything's a sale.
That's good. I was going to say, I wish I would have started this business earlier, to be honest. I think if I knew what the process was and what we would have gone through, I would have started this way earlier and not wasted my time in another agency. Although obviously it has been a journey and you've worked with someone and that's where I've gained all my skills. It would have been nicer if I started it earlier. I would have taken the risk earlier.
I think I'm with you on that one. Had I known what I know now, I would have definitely started earlier. And yes, like sales, oh my goodness. It's funny, when I used to hear the word sales, I'd be like, oh, icky. Sales, I think of a car salesperson. No offense. But Paul, our marriage counsellor, said, or your guy's marriage counsellor, sorry. He said, remember, you're taking someone on a journey. And I think that was what I'd underestimated. Like it's that experience that you touched on earlier. You're taking someone on that journey. It's not just about closing that person. Like you're actually taking them on a branding journey, where they're at, what they need to do, and take them on that process. And I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, that's it.
Yeah, well, I suppose taking us on a brand journey like we've gone through recently, like it's understanding each process. It's like for me selling a house or working with someone to find them a new role, you're building something longer term. With houses, it's a journey over a 12 to 14 month period when you're building houses with someone. So someone I worked with a year ago is probably just getting the keys to the house, and they've had like this massive journey and highs and lows the whole way through. So I think it's just really important to enjoy the journey.
So looking at 5 years ahead, what does real success look like for both of you beyond the LinkedIn posting?
Don't post on LinkedIn if you don't have anything good to say, and ChatGPT is not going to fix all your problems.
No fluff.
No fluff. Don't regurgitate content.
And M dashes.
Collaborate.
5 years. I would say hopefully I would love to have a larger office, more staff. I think for us it's bring in good staff where if we were to step back, and when we say step back, obviously we're still working in the business, but just taking that time off, we don't have to be there 24/7, but at the same time we have those employees where we're like, you know what, they're plug and play, they know what they're doing, and I think that would be our biggest goal, is to grow a team and hopefully expand. I think expansion is healthy for a business, whether if it's just, interstates or, where you do go international. But I think that would be a lovely plan for the 5 years for One Recruit.
I want to be in Dubai in 5 years. Yeah, probably we want a team sort of around 10 people and probably spend more time with our family in the next couple of years and have a family of our own, and potentially look at setting up overseas as well. So that's sort of the 5-year plan.
So set up in Dubai, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been having this conversation with more people recently about moving to Dubai. So
I know,
I'm
it's such a
I've
hype
talked
at the
myself into
moment,
it.
isn't
It's
it?
so
Like
hyped.
everyone's
I
doing
love
a lot
it.
of content creators,
Correct,
and
yeah.
it just looks so beautiful.
It does.
Even I once I was like, oh, maybe I should do that. I'm like, no, just focus,
Yeah, focus on
one thing at a time.
Focus
thing
on
at a time.
her. Yes. Well, I believe you guys are going to, be the Bunnies of recruitment in Perth. So I'm excited to see what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And I know originally it was just Zac and I going to be on this episode. But Ruby, I'm glad that you joined us, and you
Thank
are
you.
like, and I'm going to embarrass you, you're nailing it. Like, it's great to see you,
Thank you.
sharing and speaking about your guys' goals. It's really, really good to see.
Thanks.
If you could swap lives with each other for a day at One Recruit, what would you do differently? Safe space.
Not attacking you, Zac, but I would slow down.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
I'd go to the beach and get a tan.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So, Ruby, you'd slow down if you were Zac, and
Yeah.
Zac, you would?
I'd just go to the beach and get a tan.
As in, like, chill out?
Yeah,
Or?
chill out. That's all Ruby would do. Chill out, go swimming at Madam's pool. That'd be me for the day.
Is that
Yeah,
something you
that would
enjoy?
That's something I do 24/7.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do with Zac. Probably slow down, enjoy the moment. No need to speed up. But I think that's obviously how Zac operates, which is good in a way.
Yes.
But for me, I'm a more calm, collected. I'm very strategic, and I need everything in my planner, in my Outlook, and I'll take my time doing it.
I might go get my hair done as well.
Safe space here.
You guys have got the best of both worlds. See, I'm more like Zac. I'm always on the go. And then sometimes we're like, oh, I might meditate, and then amazing things happen. But yeah, I'm just like 24/7, go.
Actually,
Like,
meditate, what's that?
yeah. But every time I do it, I always like something really cool happens afterwards. I'm trying to slow down more and not rush.
I can hear your jaw clenching then.
Trying very, very hard. Failing a bit, but trying. I think I drive Paul crazy, but never mind. You get a billboard in the middle of the city for 1 week. No logo, no branding, just a message. What would you put on it?
That's a really good question.
You can leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think.
Oh.
Like it. Ruby?
I would say take the leap and assume failure. That's what I would say. That was very
Very good.
deep. That
Yeah,
was
both
very
of you guys.
deep.
I'm like, damn, guys still making sure.
I was unprepared for that one.
No, you guys, you did really well. You nailed it. Failure. I want to go there. It's one of my notes. How do you guys navigate that? Have you kind of become comfortable with the idea of failing, or does that kind of drive you in some way?
I think because we had obviously the first 6 months where consistent no income, obviously that was a failing point for us. It was obviously, I would say we became comfortable with it after. And obviously now if we were coming across, say for example, we're not closing a certain amount of deals, or we've lost a few deals, we're like, okay, not a problem. Let's pick it up. Let's do it again. And we just basically kind of cycle through the process. But I think at the same time, failure is good because it pushes you and it determines, obviously, are you actually going to be using that as a point where you're just going to give up, or are you just going to push on and move on and grow this thing even bigger? So I think for us, and I think Zac can agree on this, the first 6 months, yes, it obviously pushed us to our limits, but we became comfortable with it, not in an unhealthy way where we're like, okay, let's just, keep doing zeros every month, but comfortable in it where, okay, this is not going to stress us out anymore. We just have to keep pushing.
Yeah, so enduring the pain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Failure is not an option.
Yeah.
End of story. There's only one way that we would fail, and it's by giving up, and we don't give up. I think we're too stubborn to give up.
Yeah, I can relate to that. And how has business changed you?
More resilience and more patience.
I have wrinkles.
Grey hair, wrinkles,
Yes,
yes.
You learn a
Just
lot.
gives you learn a lot. You have a lot of different perspectives on life, and the sky's the limit on your earning capacity if you're in the right industry and the right business.
And when you say perspectives on life, do you mind to share what's changed for you?
Everything. This is my fifth business. You just learn so much. Your networks expand. You meet good people. What was not a reality once upon a time when you're working for someone and being an employee is great. Don't get me wrong, it is suited for some people and not others. Just your perspective on time, freedom, having to manage your time is super difficult when you're self-employed as well. It's just a conglomerate of things. I think that would be the most of it for me.
I would agree with that as well. Yeah.
And I'm curious to know, yes, Zach, go for it.
No, it's fine.
What are we going to add?
No,
Please
it's
add
fine.
it.
I'll keep talking otherwise. No, let's go.
No, please go for
next
it.
question.
No, we'll wait now. Go
I've
for
forgotten
it.
it.
What do you guys believe makes a great leader?
Not to be selfish. I think when you have worked for larger employers and, large agencies where they're very well known, I think you see how the directors or the managers treat themselves, and then you see how they treat other people or their employees, and you're like, okay, why are you allocated to be a leader? A leader is someone, obviously, you're part of the team, number one. You're not a superior. You're within the team. You all work closely. There's transparency as well. There's obviously that patience aspect as well. And for us, I think when it comes to our recruitment agency, for us to hire staff, we need to obviously lead by example. And everything that I would have wanted when I was an employee, I would obviously do that same process or same procedures to then the employees that we do hire. So everything that we missed out on. So obviously everyone has had a bad experience with a manager, and I think everyone can say that. And
you remember it as well.
And you remember it. And sometimes it could be the slightest thing of just the way they speak to you, or, the way they would have treated you differently to another staff member because you haven't closed deals, or, the way their processes are. And there's so many aspects to it. But I think a good leader is someone who's actually, you consider yourself part of the team and not a superior. You're not asserting your dominance just because you hold that title as well. I think people blur the lines when it comes to their title, when it comes to employment, and you can kind of tell, and you can see it in every way, from the way they walk to the way they speak to the way they dress and the way they treat their staff. And
so true.
And sometimes it's a title, so it's all about being inclusive and being with everyone as a team.
I just want everyone around me to be successful. Like, I hired a salesperson for the building company recently. Where they were previously, they weren't trained, they didn't have systems and processes, and there was no real path for them. They came to me with a figure that they wanted to make, and they were just never going to make it there, purely based on the support structure. Like, I get in the trenches, I'll do the paperwork, I'll do the prospecting, I'll drive, I'll go have meetings with them, and I'll really push them from the sideline, rather than standing above them and shouting, why aren't you doing what you're meant to be doing? So I feel like I've had a lot of bad managers and good managers, and sort of how I show up is making everyone's life easier around us and having systems and processes in place to be able to make that happen, because that's all I hear from candidates, is systems and processes. Money is a byproduct. If they've got really good managers, they won't leave. I speak to people all the time that are getting paid 15 grand under what they could be earning, but their manager is the best manager they've ever had. And when they go through the process of what they do, it's like they support them, they guide them, they train them, they show up for them every day, and they show up as a good person, and they like being around good people. So I think that's probably where I would go with being a leader.
Guys, to wrap us up, I'd love to know what's something that you admire about the other person.
Come on, Zach, I'm waiting.
Her ability to get stuff done that I don't see.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know how she gets it all done during a 6-hour workday. 7 maybe. But yeah, just the amount of work that Ruby takes on is incredible, and yeah, it's just that would probably be my one thing
Are you getting teary over there?
I'm not tearing.
I'm getting
I'm
teary,
not tearing.
man.
Not yet.
Guys, I'm a romantic, please.
Oh, stop it. Yeah.
So just the amount of stuff that Ruby gets done in a day?
Yeah, just like I don't have to rely on her remembering to do it because it's already done. So yeah, it's just a huge volume of work.
And it's rare as well because not everyone operates like that.
No, correct.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
shocking.
take that compliment.
I'm a C grade at that.
What would I say about Zac? I think the one thing that I admire about Zac is his work ethic. He's 100 miles an hour. And I think for Zac as well, he's always said, I want to be a business owner. I want to be this and I want to grow. And he's never changed his mind and he's never given up. And I think that's the one thing I adore and admire. I've always said this to him is that his resilience and his patience, even if the business is failing, he would not give up and he would work 7 days a week, whether it's on the building company or recruitment, just to be able to support us. And that conversation has come up multiple times. And I think it's the best thing ever. And when you see that in your partner at the same time as your business partner, you kind of think, okay, this is amazing because you know you're secure and you know responsibilities are taken into consideration and there is someone you can rely on.
Yeah, who's not going to let you down.
Who's not going to let you down. And I think I was lucky that my business partner is my partner as
Yeah.
well, which is good.
All I can say is Alex and Layla Hormozi, move over.
Look out. $100 million leads coming in
Yeah.
hot. I don't know if I can write a book, but we'll get there.
Oh, not yet. Guys, thank you so
Pleasure.
much for today. I appreciate everything that you've shared.
Thank
Before we sign off, any final words of wisdom?
Final words of wisdom. Actually, I do have something. You are who you hang out with and who you build your relationships with. I've learned that a lot in business, in friendships, and families as well. It's where you surround yourself is where obviously you are represented in that way as well. And
So true.
you take on that energy as well. So I think always surround yourself with good people, good energy, and good mindsets because it all reflects whether it's in life, in business, in partnership. You are who you surround yourself with.
So true. And don't feel guilty for having a friend cleanse occasionally because, everything you've said is spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Cleanse the friends. Cleanse. No, that's okay.
Anything else, Zac, outside that?
No,
you
definitely
think it's
not.
the same?
Yeah, look, I would leave it at that. Lead from the back, not the front. I feel like less people drive behind the scenes and they're trying to overarch and reach down, especially if you've got staff. It's push them from behind to make them successful, and with their success, your success will follow.
Love it, guys. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy.
Cheers.